Hi, it's Ask AJ time. Can't believe it's Wednesday and I can't believe it's halfway through June. And today I want to talk about how you feel and what you can do when you're feeling overwhelmed. I went to see a lovely couple yesterday. They've lived in the house for 30 years and they are self-confessed hoarders. I've probably seen worse, but they did have a lot of stuff in the house. They also had things like people, lodgers living in the house, and one daughter had left her lifetime possessions in the house as well. So bottom line is they had so much stuff. And the kind of people, probably like my parents would have done, that will keep every washed out yogurt pot in case it's needed, every little box that comes into the house, every used stamp, everything. And that has overwhelmed them because they've got so many things in every single room. And so what we're trying to do, and just to add to this, they have an annex where the lady of the house's mum used to live until she passed on a couple of years ago. And so all mum's possessions are there, particularly not sort of the bed and the more sort of substantial furniture, but things like her Royal Doulton tea set and a load of Lalique glassware, and just things that old charm furniture, nice piece of old charm furniture, things that are just not really in fashion anymore. And even charity shops don't want to take them. So what can you do? So we went through a few options, and it's probably going to be a combination of things that they do. But I was going to give you a few steps in tackling them to see if that helps you too, if you are in a situation like this, or maybe you've got parents who are. So the number one thing that we suggested, that we kind of decided, was she was going to make a list of the top 10 categories of things that she could easily remove from her home. For example, number one was cardboard boxes. Now, yes, she's going to need those when she moves, but they're going to get in the way as she's moving. So she decided that she's going to get rid of all the cardboard boxes. So that was number one. Number two, mum's china and glassware. That's a more complicated thing to get rid of, but it's certainly a big thing off her mind. So she's going to have a list of 10 things like this. And then the next thing to do is think about what resources you need to bring in to be able to do this. So when we're talking about things like glassware, and she has some silverware as well, I suggested to her that she contacts an auction house. So there's a couple in Kirby Lonsdale, can't remember the names of them now, somebody will tell me. Richard Turner, maybe? I suggested that she also contacts an antique shop. There's a really nice one in Bowness, which is on Crag Brow, and some lovely ones in the Dales as well. And the third one was anything like Facebook, Marketplace, eBay, FreeCycle, those kind of things. So that she had a list of resources that she could use to get rid of these things. And she needed photographs of them all, so she needs to do kind of like an inventory of them, and she needs to maybe measure them or put like a Coke can next to them. And once she's got all those photographs on her phone or on a camera, she can start to make some inroads into trying to get rid of it all. The third thing I suggested was that she has, when she's clearing out, she thinks of 3 different elements for everything. 1 is keep, 2 is give away for free, and 3 is sell. And she has bags or boxes with those things written on them. The keep things, as long as they're okay for viewings and when she's got a house on the market, she can just keep those where they are. The get rid of stuff, she needs to decide how she's going to get rid of it, whether it's going to the tip, or it's putting it out for recycling, or it's putting it on the FreeCycle site. And then the giveaway, the sell one, she needs to decide how much money she wants for it. So she needs to look at the competition, what these things are selling for, is it worth doing it? The other thing we haven't mentioned is house clearances. I don't know of any locally to Skipton or to Kendal, or the lake, but I'm sure there are some. So I'll just Google house clearances. Just be aware that house clearances are a little bit brutal. So if there's things that you care about, you might want to take those out before you then invite the house clearance people in. And I know that there are some auctioneers and house clearance people that will let you, well, particular auctioneers, label or they come in and inventory all the more valuable things in the house, and they actually can have an auction on your premises if you've got a big enough house. So those are all things to consider. And then lastly, I said to her, what you really probably need is some help, some paid help. Yes, friends and family can help you, but there's nothing like paid help. So a move helper, sort of a move PA, even a labourer, somebody to come and fill a couple of skips or the back of a van and take it away. You've got a lot of resources available to you. You don't have to do everything yourself. So when I spoke to this lady this morning, I went to see her yesterday, she already got rid of 2 things this morning. But if she only gets rid of 2 things a day, or even 2 things in the morning, 2 things in the afternoon, that is not very many things a month. And if you consider she's probably got over 100,000 items in her house, she needs to start getting rid of big categories of things rather than individual things. And she'll feel better for it. And when we're trying to photograph a house, it's really important that we have the main features of the house and the main features of each room available for somebody to see. So if it's going to be a renovation project, which is what this house that I went to see would be, then people can be much more forgiving, but they still need to be able to see and get to a front door, a window, a fireplace, to be able to see the beams of a house that hasn't got millions of things hanging off them, to be able to see an old Aga without loads of stuff all over them. So they need to be able to see the main features of each room and of the house itself, so the house starts to speak to a buyer. And what we are going to probably do with this particular house I went to see, the inside is not very photographable at the moment, so we're going to just photograph the outside during the day, the outside at twilight, and some nice drone imagery to show the garden off. So by starting making a list when you're feeling overwhelmed about a sale, and asking us for our help and advice, what you should and shouldn't get rid of, it'll at least help you feel like you've got control over your sale. So make your list, put your top 10 categories down there. What are the things that are really causing you to have this anxious feeling about what you need to get rid of? What's keeping you awake at night? What is the thing that you can't face getting rid of? Put it in a list and start to think about what resources you can draw in, what people you can ask to help you get rid of those things. And I think that will help to ease your journey to your sale. And if you've got any questions about this, or you'd like our input or advice on how to get ready and prepare to move, then we'd love to hear from you. 015 394 88811 is our Lakes office. No idea what the Dales office phone number is, but we'll put it in the comments. It's not as easily memorable, but we'd be glad to have a conversation with you anytime, completely confidentially and with no obligation for any future move at all. Just if we can help, then we will. I have moved 47 times, so I know all about moving house and what you need to do to prep. So I'm going to consider myself to be the resident expert, and I'm available for you too. Thanks very much for watching this Ask AJ, wherever you are, Lex or Dales, and have a lovely week until I see you again next week. Bye for now.